So we're going to be taking a look at Victory at Sea from Ballast Point Brewery. They're really famous for their sculpin, as you probably know, which I found to be... so maybe this will be better. I see this all over the internet where people rave about this beer. It is a Imperial Porter brewed with coffee and vanilla, and it comes in at 10%, which is pretty massive, especially for a porter usually. And the description says, "Our Victory at Sea Imperial Porter is bold, smooth brew with just the right amount of sweetness. We infused this robust porter with whole vanilla beans and San Diego's own Cafe Calabria coffee beans. The subtle roasted notes and minimal acidity of the cold brewed coffee balances perfectly with sweet caramel undertones of the malt. A winning combination for your palate." Okay, so I'm excited about this beer personally. And Ballast Point does have a pretty good track record reputation of their beers that they release. The Sculpin, that's just kind of like one of those overhyped IPAs. It's just like Bell's Two Hearted Ale. It's really hyped up, and you drink it, and it's just like, it's a beer. But this one is getting pretty legendary remarks. So, you want to do first pour? You can just... What are you thinking?
It's pretty thick. It's not really heading up very much at all. There you go.
Doesn't even really look like a porter.
It doesn't really look like a porter. It's dark though. It's real dark.
It does straight up look like a stout. Alright, the head on it is super dark brown. This is what I would call like a burnt caramel head. I'm not even going to look in the light because it's pitch black anyway. It does have a ton of coffee though.
It smells like just a coffee porter to me.
Yeah.
I mean,
malt, coffee.
A little bit of vanilla-iness to it. I mean, that's what it advertises. You'd expect it to have a lot, It
better.
It does smell just like roasted coffee. Just like right out of the package.
If you've smelled Founder's Breakfast Stout, this is like a slightly not so coffee smelling version of that. I'm just going to taste this now. Actually,
alright.
Now the aftertaste, though, is pretty sweet.
Yeah, the aftertaste is pretty sweet. It starts off real bitter, though. Not in a bad way, but...
Up front, it's like straight up bitter black coffee. You don't really get the caramel. You get caramel and vanilla, but that doesn't come in till, in the aftertaste.
Yeah, but once you give it time to rest after you've taken a drink of it, the real long aftertaste gets really, really sweet. A little bit like graham crackery, kind of like honey graham cracker malt kind of thing, and some vanilla caramel. It actually got a really good finish. I kind of like the finish better than I do the initial taste.
The finish is way better than the up front. I think as far as a rating for me goes, I'd give it like an 8, maybe like a 7-9.
Yeah, I'm just in the 7 range.
Well, yeah, just because. Yeah, more like a 7-8, 7-9, but for me, because if they could have a little more up front, it would be great. Sometimes beers, like the flavors they tell you are going to be there solely rely on the aftertaste and the finish of it. Up front, I mean, it's just a strong coffee porter. The special things, like the caramel and the vanilla, only come in at the very end. It could be really awesome if what I'm getting at the end was like the whole beer. That would be pretty awesome. But as it stands, for me, I'm going to say 7.8.
Yeah, I'm going to say in the 7 range, like 7.5. I don't know, about 7.5. It's hard to say, but I definitely think it loses points just for the initial taste. Because you expect it with a coffee vanilla porter, it would be coffee but smooth.
Yeah.
When I think of a vanilla porter, I think nice and smooth, but that doesn't really come in.
No, yeah, the coffee is actually very coffee ground. It's like a strong black coffee.
Yeah.
So it needs to be toned down a little bit on the coffee and a lot more on the vanilla to call it what it's being called.
Yeah.
But as it stands, I would call it pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely still a good beer.
Anyway, that has been our review of Ballast Point Brewing Company's Victory at Sea Imperial Vanilla Coffee Porter. Hope you guys enjoyed the beer review as always, and stay tuned for the next one.